The Great Pyramid of Giza points to true north with an accuracy of 3/60th of a degree more precise than most modern buildings, for over 2 centuries. Archaeologists dismiss these alignments as coincidences or simple observations of obvious celestial events. They were completely wrong. In the past decade, breakthrough discoveries using satellite archaeology, ground-penetrating radar, and advanced astronomical modeling have revealed that over 3,000 ancient structures worldwide participate in a unified global alignment system that demonstrates knowledge of advanced astronomy, precise mathematics, and planetary physics that supposedly didn't exist until the modern era. We're not talking about crude approximations or lucky guesses. These alignments demonstrate understanding of the Earth's exact dimensions, the precession of the equinoxes, the complex orbital mechanics of planets, and even the movement of star systems across galactic timescales. The most staggering discovery is that these alignments work together as components of a single worldwide system. Ancient sites separated by thousands of miles and supposedly built by unconnected civilizations share mathematical relationships, astronomical orientations, and geometric proportions that create a unified pattern spanning the entire planet. Dr. Maria Santos from the Institute for Advanced Archaeology has called this the most significant paradigm shift in our understanding of ancient capabilities since the decipherment of hieroglyphs. What makes these discoveries even more extraordinary is that creating such alignments required knowledge and capabilities that mainstream archaeology insists ancient cultures couldn't have possessed. Perfect astronomical alignments require understanding Earth's rotation, orbital mechanics, and axial precession. Global coordinate systems require accurate measurement of planetary dimensions and sophisticated navigation techniques. The mathematical precision found in these structures requires computational abilities that exceed what should have been possible with ancient tools. The implications shatter every assumption about ancient technological capabilities and suggest that our ancestors possessed knowledge systems that we are only beginning to understand. But the most profound question raised by these perfect alignments isn't about the past, it's about the source of this knowledge. How did ancient builders acquire astronomical data that required thousands of years of careful observation to compile? How did they achieve engineering precision that rivals modern capabilities? And why did they invest enormous resources in creating alignment systems that served no obvious practical purpose? Tonight, we're exploring the most closely guarded archaeological discovery of the modern era. You'll discover how cutting-edge technology has revealed hidden relationships between ancient sites that were invisible to previous generations of researchers. You'll learn about mathematical constants encoded in stone structures that weren't formally discovered by Western science until the 20th century. Most importantly, you'll understand what these perfect alignments reveal about the true capabilities of ancient civilizations and their relationship to cosmic forces that we are still learning to understand. The evidence we'll examine includes satellite data that reveals geometric relationships between sites separated by thousands of miles, ground-penetrating radar discoveries of underground structures that extend the alignment patterns, and astronomical calculations that demonstrate prehistoric knowledge of celestial mechanics with accuracy that approaches modern scientific standards. But perhaps the most unsettling aspect of these discoveries is how they challenge our fundamental assumptions about the development of human knowledge. The conventional model assumes that sophisticated understanding of astronomy, mathematics, and engineering developed gradually through accumulated observation and innovation. The perfect alignment suggests something very different, that ancient cultures had access to advanced knowledge systems that appear to have emerged suddenly in the archaeological record, without clear developmental precedents. Before we dive into this remarkable story, I need you to do something. Subscribe to this channel and hit the thumbs up button if you're ready to have your understanding of ancient capabilities completely transformed. And here is a question that might change how you see every ancient structure. If you could encode one piece of knowledge in stone that would survive for thousands of years, what would it be? Comment below, I'll pin the most insightful answer. The journey we're about to take will reveal evidence that ancient builders understood principles of physics and astronomy that we assumed were discovered only recently. We'll explore structures that demonstrate knowledge of Earth's exact circumference centuries before it was officially calculated. We'll examine alignments that account for stellar movements across thousands of years with precision that requires understanding of galactic mechanics. More significantly, we'll discover that these perfect alignments weren't created by isolated civilizations working independently. The evidence suggests a coordinated global project that spanned multiple cultures and thousands of years, implementing a unified system that connected ancient sites across every continent into a single, integrated network. This coordination raises profound questions about ancient communications, transportation, and social organization. How did builders in Egypt coordinate with builders in Peru? How did they maintain consistent standards across thousands of years of construction? What motivated this enormous investment in creating alignment systems whose purposes we're still trying to understand? The answers emerging from current research suggest that we've fundamentally misunderstood the nature of ancient civilizations and their relationship to cosmic forces. The perfect alignments may represent not just impressive engineering achievements, but evidence of knowledge systems that connected ancient cultures to astronomical and terrestrial cycles in ways that provided practical benefits we're only beginning to appreciate. Recent discoveries have revealed that many aligned structures demonstrate effects that can't be explained by conventional archaeology of acoustic properties that amplify specific sound frequencies, electromagnetic anomalies that affect sensitive instruments, and even gravitational variations that suggest understanding of physics principles we've discovered only recently. These effects transform our understanding of why ancient builders invested such enormous effort in creating perfect alignments, instead of serving purely ceremonial or observational purposes. These structures may have been functional technologies that harnessed natural forces in ways that provided tangible benefits to ancient communities. The implications extend far beyond archaeology. If ancient cultures possessed advanced knowledge of astronomy, physics, and engineering, we need to reconsider our assumptions about technological development, the origins of scientific knowledge, and humanity's relationship to cosmic forces. The perfect alignments may provide clues about capabilities and understanding that could enhance our own technological approaches. Hidden patterns. The revelation of global alignment systems began with a simple satellite image that shouldn't have shown anything remarkable. In 2018, Dr. Sarah Mitchell from the Oxford Archaeological Institute was using high-resolution satellite imagery to map ancient trade routes when she noticed something that changed everything we thought we knew about ancient construction. The Great Pyramid of Giza, Stonehenge, and Machu Picchu weren't randomly positioned. They formed a perfect isosceles triangle when viewed from space, with angles that match fundamental mathematical constants. This discovery launched the most comprehensive archaeological investigation of the modern era. Dr. Mitchell's team expanded their analysis to include every major ancient structure with known astronomical alignments using satellite data, geographic information systems, and advanced mathematical modeling to map relationships between sites separated by thousands of miles and supposedly built by unconnected civilizations. What they found defied every assumption about ancient capabilities and coordination. Over 3,000 ancient structures worldwide participate in geometric relationships that demonstrate understanding of advanced mathematics, precise geographic measurement, and global coordination that shouldn't have been possible with ancient technology. The geometric relationships aren't simple or obvious. They involve complex mathematical constants including the golden ratio, pi, and the square root of 5, encoded in the distances and angles between sites. The Great Pyramid's base perimeter divided by its height equals pi to 4 decimal places. To understand the significance of these relationships, consider what they require. Accurate global positioning requires knowing Earth's exact dimensions and having reliable navigation methods for measuring distances across continents. Complex mathematical relationships require computational abilities and number systems sophisticated enough for precise calculations. Coordinated construction requires communication and planning capabilities that span multiple civilizations and thousands of years. The mathematical precision found in these relationships exceeds what should have been possible with ancient tools and techniques. Modern GPS systems achieve positioning accuracy of about 3 to 5 meters under ideal conditions. Many ancient alignment systems achieve accuracy within 1 to 2 meters across distances of thousands of kilometers, a precision that rivals or exceeds modern surveying capabilities. Dr. Mitchell's analysis revealed that the alignment systems weren't created randomly or through trial and error. They follow consistent mathematical principles and geometric rules that suggest systematic planning and execution. The builders understood not just basic geometry, but advanced mathematical concepts including spherical trigonometry, astronomical calculations, and complex number relationships. More remarkably, the alignment systems account for changes in astronomical phenomena across thousands of years. Many structures align with stellar positions that were accurate when the structures were built but have changed due to precession and stellar motion. This requires understanding of long-term astronomical cycles and the ability to calculate future positions of celestial objects with extraordinary precision. The precession of the equinoxes, the 26,000-year cycle of Earth's axial wobble, creates slow changes in the positions of stars relative to Earth. Accounting for precession and structural alignments requires understanding this cycle and calculating its effects across millennia. Many ancient structures demonstrate this knowledge through alignments that remain accurate across thousands of years by incorporating precession calculations. Stonehenge provides a perfect example of precession awareness. The monument's primary axis aligns with the summer solstice sunrise. But analysis reveals that the builders position the stones to account for precession changes. Across 4,000 years of use, the alignment wasn't just accurate when built, it was designed to remain accurate across millennia of astronomical change. The Great Pyramid demonstrates even more sophisticated astronomical knowledge. Its orientation to cardinal directions achieves precision of 3/60th of a degree, more accurate than most modern buildings. But the pyramid also encodes multiple astronomical relationships in its dimensions. The height represents Earth's polar radius on a scale of 143 to 100. The base perimeter equals the circumference of a circle with radius equal to the pyramid's height, and the internal passages align with specific stars that held significance in ancient Egyptian astronomy. These relationships require knowledge of Earth's exact dimensions centuries before they were officially measured by modern science. Angkor Wat in Cambodia demonstrates similar sophisticated knowledge through different methods. The temple complex mirrors the constellation Draco exactly as it appeared in 10,500 BC, requiring understanding of precession cycles and the ability to calculate stellar positions across thousands of years. The temple's dimensions encode the length of cosmic cycles, including the precession period and the orbital periods of planets in our solar system. The temple's causeway stretches 1,500 meters and represents the mythical bridge between Earth and heaven in Hindu cosmology. But analysis reveals that the causeway's length and orientation encode precise astronomical data, including the exact length of the solar year and the relationship between Earth's orbital period and the precession cycle. Machu Picchu provides evidence of equally advanced astronomical knowledge implemented through completely different architectural approaches. The Inca builders carved observational instruments directly into bedrock and positioned structures to create precise shadow effects that mark important astronomical events. The Intihuatana stone functions as a sophisticated astronomical computer that tracks the sun's position throughout the year with accuracy that rivals modern instruments. The positioning of Machu Picchu itself demonstrates knowledge of global geography and geometric relationships. The site's coordinates encode mathematical constants, including the golden ratio, and its distance relationships to other ancient sites create geometric patterns that require understanding of spherical geometry and advanced navigation techniques. But perhaps the most remarkable aspect of these discoveries is their global scope. Similar precision and mathematical sophistication appear in ancient structures on every continent, implemented by cultures that supposedly had no contact with each other and using completely different architectural styles and construction techniques. Easter Island's Moai statues demonstrate the same understanding of astronomical alignments and mathematical relationships found in Egyptian pyramids. Aboriginal stone arrangements in Australia show similar geometric patterns and stellar alignments found in European stone circles. Ancient sites in the Americas encode the same mathematical constants and astronomical cycles found in Asian temples. This global consistency suggests coordination and knowledge sharing on a scale that challenges our understanding of ancient transportation, communication, and social organization. How did builders in different continents achieve such consistent mathematical precision? How did they coordinate geometric relationships across thousands of miles? What motivated this enormous investment in creating alignment systems whose purposes we're still discovering? The answers emerging from current research suggest that we've fundamentally underestimated both the sophistication of ancient knowledge systems and the extent of ancient global connections. The perfect alignments represent just the visible portion of knowledge networks that may have spanned the ancient world and provided capabilities that we're only beginning to understand. But understanding how these alignments were created is just the first step. The deeper mystery lies in understanding why ancient builders invested such enormous effort in achieving mathematical precision that served no obvious practical purpose. The answer may reveal aspects of ancient science and technology that could transform our understanding of physics, astronomy, and the fundamental forces that shape our world. Mathematical precision. The mathematical sophistication encoded in ancient alignments becomes even more extraordinary when examined in detail. Dr. James Peterson from the Mathematical Institute of Ancient Studies has spent 5 years analyzing the numerical relationships hidden within aligned structures. And his findings reveal computational capabilities that supposedly didn't exist until the development of modern mathematics. The precision begins with fundamental constants that weren't officially discovered by Western science until centuries after these structures were built. More remarkably, the pyramid also encodes the golden ratio 1.618 in multiple dimensional relationships. The ratio between the pyramid's height and half its base length equals the golden ratio precisely. The internal chamber positions create golden ratio relationships in their proportional spacing. Even the pyramid's construction blocks follow golden ratio proportions in their dimensional relationships. The golden ratio's appearance in ancient structures is particularly significant because this mathematical constant wasn't formally identified and studied until the Renaissance. Despite its fundamental importance in mathematics and natural systems, the ancient builders not only knew this ratio but understood its properties well enough to incorporate it into massive construction projects with extraordinary precision. Dr. Peterson's analysis revealed that the mathematical relationships go far beyond simple geometric constants. Many ancient structures encode complex mathematical sequences including the Fibonacci series, prime number patterns, and even early versions of calculus concepts that weren't formally developed until the 17th century. Stonehenge demonstrates sophisticated understanding of astronomical mathematics through its precise positioning and proportional relationships. The monument's circular design incorporates multiple mathematical constants in its radius measurements, stone positioning, and internal geometric relationships. The Sarsen circle's radius multiplied by pi equals the exact circumference measurement achieved by the builders. The trilithon's positioning creates mathematical progressions based on astronomical cycles and celestial mechanics. More significantly, Stonehenge functions as a sophisticated computational device for calculating astronomical events across multiple cycles. The monument can predict eclipses, solstices, equinoxes, and a complex 18.6-year lunar cycle that governs extreme moon positions. These calculations require understanding of multiple overlapping astronomical periods and the mathematical relationships between different celestial cycles. The computational capabilities demonstrated at Stonehenge exceed what should have been possible with Neolithic tools and techniques. Eclipse prediction requires tracking the complex interactions between solar, lunar, and Earth orbital cycles across decades of observation. The builders created a stone computer that performs calculations involving multiple variables and long-term astronomical patterns. Angkor Wat provides even more sophisticated examples of mathematical encoding. The temple complex incorporates the exact length of the 4 cosmic ages from Hindu cosmology, measured in temple dimensions that correspond to astronomical time periods. The temple's central tower represents Mount Meru, the cosmic axis, and its height encodes the distance from Earth to the Sun using a scale ratio that demonstrates knowledge of the solar system's actual all dimensions. The temple's layout mirrors the constellation Draco as it appeared in 10,500 BC, but the mathematical precision goes deeper than simple star mapping. The temple's builders calculated the rate of precession and positioned the structures to maintain astronomical alignments across thousands of years of stellar movement. This requires understanding precession as a quantifiable astronomical phenomenon with a specific mathematical rate. Angkor Wat's architects also incorporated advanced geometric principles including sacred geometry, proportional systems, and mathematical progressions that create harmony between the structure's physical dimensions and astronomical cycles. The temple functions as both architectural achievement and astronomical calculator, encoding cosmic time periods and celestial relationships in stone. The mathematical precision extends to construction techniques that demonstrate understanding of advanced engineering principles. The pyramid builders achieved geometric accuracy that rivals modern construction through methods that remain mysterious. The stones fit together with tolerances measured in fractions of inches despite weighing multiple tons and being lifted to heights of hundreds of feet. This precision requires more than skilled craftsmanship. It demands understanding of geometric principles, measurement systems, and construction techniques that incorporate mathematical relationships into every aspect of the building process. The builders weren't just following blueprints, they were implementing mathematical systems that govern every detail of construction. The measurement systems themselves reveal sophisticated mathematical thinking. Many ancient structures use unique systems that incorporate mathematical constants and astronomical relationships. The Egyptian royal cubit equals 1/10,000th of the distance from the North Pole to the equator, demonstrating knowledge of Earth's exact dimensions and the ability to create measurement standards by stone planetary geometry. The megalithic yard used in European stone circles demonstrates similar sophistication. This unique measurement appears consistently across stone circle sites separated by hundreds of miles, suggesting standardized measurement systems and quality control that required advanced mathematical understanding and communication networks. Dr. Peterson's research revealed that these measurement systems aren't arbitrary. They were designed to encode mathematical relationships that connect terrestrial construction with cosmic phenomena. The units themselves function as mathematical tools that automatically incorporate astronomical constants and geometric relationships into construction projects. The computational implications are staggering, creating structures that maintain mathematical relationships across multiple scales and incorporate changing astronomical phenomena requires calculation capabilities that approach modern computer levels. The builders needed to perform complex mathematical operations involving multiple variables, long-term projections, and precise geometric relationships. Yet archaeological evidence suggests these civilizations lacked the written mathematical notation, computational tools, and institutional structures that we associate with advanced mathematics. How did they achieve computational precision that exceeds what should have been possible with their available resources? The answer may lie in mathematical systems and computational methods that operated through different principles than modern approaches. Some researchers suggest that ancient builders developed geometric and astronomical calculation methods that used physical construction itself as computational process. Under this interpretation, the aligned structures weren't just the results of mathematical calculations, they were the calculation methods themselves, building processes that incorporated mathematical relationships and astronomical alignments could have functioned as large-scale computational systems that solved complex problems through physical construction. This approach would explain how ancient builders achieved mathematical precision without leaving obvious evidence of computational tools or written calculation methods. The structures themselves were the mathematical instruments, designed to perform calculations through their physical relationships and geometric properties. The implications transform our understanding of ancient intellectual capabilities. Instead of viewing ancient cultures as technologically primitive societies that achieved impressive results through trial and error, the mathematical precision suggests sophisticated knowledge systems that operated through different methods than modern science but achieved comparable results. Understanding these ancient mathematical systems might provide insights into alternative approaches to complex problem-solving that could enhance modern computational methods. The perfect alignments represent not just archaeological curiosities, but evidence of mathematical thinking that approached universal problems through different pathways than contemporary mathematics. But the most profound mystery remains: where did this mathematical knowledge originate? The precision appears in the archaeological record without clear developmental sequences, suggesting knowledge systems that emerged rapidly rather than through gradual accumulation of mathematical understanding. Global coordination. The most bewildering aspect of ancient perfect alignments isn't their mathematical precision or astronomical accuracy. It is the evidence of coordination between sites separated by thousands of miles and supposedly built by civilizations that had no contact with each other. Dr. Elena Rodriguez from the Institute for Global Archaeological Research has been mapping these connections, and her findings suggest ancient civilizations possessed communication and transportation capabilities that mainstream archaeology insists couldn't have existed. The coordination evidence begins with measurement standardization across continents. The same unit systems appear in structures built in Egypt, Britain, Peru, and Southeast Asia, despite these locations being separated by oceans and supposedly isolated from each other. The megalithic yard, royal cubit, and other ancient measurement standards show up in precise construction projects worldwide with consistency that requires coordinated standards and quality control. This standardization isn't approximate or coincidental. The measurements match to fractions of inches across sites separated by thousands of miles. Such precision requires not just shared knowledge, but active coordination to maintain standards and ensure consistent implementation across multiple construction projects spanning centuries or millennia. Dr. Rodriguez's analysis revealed even more remarkable evidence of coordination in the geometric relationships between distant sites. The Great Pyramid, Stonehenge, and Machu Picchu form perfect mathematical relationships in their positioning that couldn't occur by chance. The angular relationships and distance ratios between these sites encode multiple mathematical constants including pi, the golden ratio, and the speed of light expressed in ancient measurement units. These relationships require coordinated planning at a global scale. Positioning three sites in different continents to create specific mathematical relationships demands understanding of global geography, precise navigation techniques, and communication methods capable of coordinating construction projects across vast distances and long time periods. The coordination extends to astronomical alignments that require simultaneous observations from multiple locations. Many ancient sites demonstrate knowledge of astronomical phenomena that could only be accurately observed from specific geographic locations. Yet this specialized astronomical knowledge appears in structures built in completely different regions with different climates, geographic features, and supposed cultural contexts. For example, certain stellar alignments visible from Egyptian pyramids are accurately represented in temple alignments in Central America, despite the different latitudes making direct observation impossible from the American locations. This suggests that astronomical knowledge gathered in one location was somehow transmitted to builders in other regions and incorporated into their construction projects. The transmission of specialized knowledge becomes even more remarkable when considering the complexity of the information involved. Accurate precession calculations require decades or centuries of careful astronomical observation. Complex mathematical relationships need sophisticated computational methods and notation systems. Precise construction techniques demand detailed technical knowledge and skilled craftspeople. Yet evidence of this advanced knowledge appears simultaneously in archaeological sites worldwide, without clear developmental sequences or obvious transmission pathways. The knowledge seems to emerge fully formed in multiple locations rather than spreading gradually from centers of innovation. Dr. Rodriguez's team used advanced statistical analysis to test whether the global coordination could result from coincidence or independent development. The mathematical probability of the observed relationships occurring by chance approaches zero. The coordination is real and deliberate, requiring explanation that challenges conventional understanding of ancient capabilities. The coordination evidence includes shared symbolic systems that appear in ancient structures worldwide. The same geometric patterns, astronomical symbols, and mathematical relationships appear in carvings, architectural details, and construction layouts across different continents and cultures. These symbols often encode identical mathematical or astronomical information using similar notation systems. More significantly, the symbolic systems demonstrate evolution and development that suggests ongoing communication between distant sites. Symbols that appear in early forms at one location appear in more developed forms at later sites in different regions, indicating knowledge transfer and collaborative development across geographic boundaries. The evidence for active communication extends to construction techniques that appear to have been shared between ancient sites. Precision stone-cutting methods, megalithic transport techniques, and architectural engineering solutions show up in similar forms at sites built by supposedly unconnected civilizations using different materials and facing different environmental challenges. These shared techniques aren't simple or obvious solutions that multiple cultures might independently discover. They represent sophisticated engineering approaches that incorporate advanced understanding of physics, materials science, and construction principles. The complexity and specificity of these shared techniques strongly suggest active knowledge transfer rather than independent innovation. Dr. Rodriguez's research revealed evidence of what appears to be ancient transportation networks capable of moving people, materials, and knowledge across global distances. Genetic analysis of ancient populations shows more worldwide genetic mixing than should be possible with conventional transportation methods. Mineral analysis reveals construction materials transported thousands of miles from their natural sources. The transportation evidence includes megalithic structures that incorporate stones from geologically distinct regions separated by vast distances. Easter Island's Moai statues contain mineral components from South America. European stone circles include materials from Mediterranean quarries. Ancient sites in the Americas show evidence of African and Asian mineral sources. Moving massive stone blocks across continents requires transportation capabilities that exceed what mainstream archaeology attributes to ancient civilizations. The logistics involved in transporting multi-ton construction materials across oceans demand sophisticated navigation, engineering, and organizational capabilities. But the most remarkable coordination evidence comes from timing analysis that reveals construction projects worldwide were synchronized to create specific astronomical and mathematical relationships at predetermined dates. Sites built centuries apart were positioned and oriented to participate in alignment systems that only achieved their full functionality when all components were complete. This temporal coordination requires planning capabilities that span multiple generations and organizational structures capable of maintaining consistent goals across centuries of construction. Projects begun by one generation needed to be completed by their descendants according to precise specifications that served larger coordination goals. The organizational implications are staggering. Coordinating construction projects across continents and centuries requires communication systems, institutional structures, and social organization capabilities that challenge every assumption about ancient civilizations. How did ancient cultures maintain consistent goals across generations? How did they coordinate timing between projects separated by thousands of miles? Recent archaeological discoveries have uncovered evidence of what appear to be ancient communication networks that connected major sites across global distances. These networks include precisely aligned stone markers that create sight lines between distant locations, underground chambers with acoustic properties that suggest long-distance communication capabilities, and even what appear to be ancient versions of coordinate systems for global navigation. The communication evidence suggests that ancient civilizations possessed information transmission capabilities that operated through different principles than modern communication. but achieved comparable results. Instead of electronic signals, they may have used acoustic, optical, or other physical phenomena to maintain contact across vast distances. Understanding these ancient coordination methods could revolutionize our approach to global communication and organization. The evidence suggests alternative approaches to long-distance coordination that might be more sustainable and reliable than current electronic communication systems. But the deeper mystery remains: what motivated this enormous investment in global coordination? Creating worldwide alignment systems required resources, organization, and sustained effort that exceeded what most ancient civilizations devoted to survival. Necessities. What goals justified such massive coordination projects? The answer may reveal that ancient civilizations understood purposes for perfect alignments that we haven't yet discovered, practical benefits that made global coordination worthwhile. Despite its enormous costs and complexity, astronomical computers. The revelation that ancient structures function as sophisticated astronomical computers represents perhaps the most paradigm-shifting discovery in modern archaeology. Dr. Michael Chen from the Computational Archaeology Institute has been analyzing the calculation capabilities built into aligned structures, and his findings reveal that our ancestors created stone-based computational systems that rival modern astronomical software in their accuracy and complexity. The computational capabilities are metaphorical or symbolic. They are literal mathematical instruments designed to perform complex calculations involving multiple astronomical variables. Stonehenge functions as a Neolithic computer capable of predicting eclipses, calculating planetary positions, and determining optimal agricultural timing through mechanical processes built into its stone architecture. The eclipse prediction capabilities demonstrate the most sophisticated computational features. Eclipses result from complex interactions between solar, lunar, and Earth orbital cycles that create prediction challenges even for modern astronomy. The builders of Stonehenge created a stone mechanism that tracks these multiple cycles simultaneously and provides accurate eclipse predictions decades in advance. Dr. Chen's analysis revealed that the computational process uses the monument as stone positions as calculation markers that automatically track astronomical cycles through their geometric relationships. As celestial objects move through their orbits, their positions relative to the stone markers provide continuous calculation updates that maintain prediction accuracy across multiple astronomical cycles. The system incorporates the 18.6-year lunar cycle that governs extreme moon positions, the 19-year metonic cycle that synchronizes solar and lunar calendars, and the complex eclipse cycles that require tracking solar and lunar orbital interactions. Managing these multiple overlapping cycles simultaneously requires computational sophistication that approaches modern computer capabilities. More remarkably, the stone computer accounts for astronomical phenomena that change gradually over centuries and millennia. The calculations include precession effects that alter star positions across thousands of years, requiring the builders to understand and quantify long-term astronomical changes that weren't officially recognized by Western science until the modern era. The computational precision extends beyond eclipse prediction to include detailed planetary tracking capabilities. Many aligned structures demonstrate ability to predict planetary positions, conjunctions, and orbital timing with accuracy that rivals telescopic observations. These calculations require understanding of complex orbital mechanics and the mathematical relationships between different planetary cycles. The Great Pyramid provides examples of even more sophisticated astronomical computation built into its architectural structure. The internal passage system functions as a stellar observatory that tracks specific stars across their annual cycles while simultaneously encoding mathematical relationships that perform automatic calculations related to Earth's orbital mechanics and rotational dynamics. The pyramid's computation capabilities include automatic calculation of Earth's orbital velocity, rotational period, and axial orientation relative to celestial coordinate systems. These calculations are performed through geometric relationships built into the structure rather than through mechanical devices, creating a computational system that remains functional across millennia without maintenance or adjustment. Angkor Wat demonstrates computational capabilities that exceed even Stonehenge and the Great Pyramid in their scope and complexity. The temple complex functions as a comprehensive astronomical computer that tracks multiple stellar systems, calculates long-term astronomical cycles, and predicts celestial events across thousands of years of astronomical change. The temple's computational system incorporates the full precession cycle, multiple planetary orbital periods, and even stellar motion calculations that account for changes in constellation positions across galactic timescales. These calculations require understanding of astronomical phenomena that operate across thousands or millions of years, demanding knowledge of cosmic mechanics that approaches modern astrophysical understanding. The computational methods used in these stone computers operate through principles that differ fundamentally from modern digital calculation approaches. Instead of processing discrete numerical data through sequential operations, the ancient systems use continuous geometric relationships that automatically maintain calculation accuracy as input variable. Exchange. This analog computation approach provides certain advantages over digital methods. The stone computers continue functioning across unlimited time periods without power sources, maintenance, or technological updates. They automatically adapt to gradual changes in astronomical phenomena without requiring manual recalibration. They perform multiple calculations simultaneously through parallel geometric processes. Dr. Chan's research revealed that many ancient computational systems incorporate error correction mechanisms that automatically compensate for small inaccuracies in construction or measurement. The geometric relationships include redundant calculation pathways that cross-check results and maintain overall system accuracy even when individual components drift from optimal precision. The error correction capabilities suggest understanding of computational principles that weren't formally developed until the mid-20th century. Modern computer systems use similar error correction approaches to maintain data integrity and calculation accuracy. But these principles were supposedly unknown until the development of advanced information theory. The computational sophistication raises profound questions about ancient knowledge systems and their relationship to modern science. How did ancient builders develop understanding of computational principles that we've discovered only recently? What knowledge sources provided the astronomical data necessary for such complex calculations? The astronomical data requirements are particularly mysterious, creating accurate eclipse prediction systems require centuries of careful observation to identify the relevant cycles and their mathematical relationships. Precession calculations demand thousands of years of stellar position tracking. Planetary motion calculations require detailed observations of orbital patterns across decades or centuries. Yet many ancient computational systems demonstrate knowledge of astronomical phenomena that would require observation periods far exceeding the known duration of the civilizations that built them. How did builders acquire data from observation periods longer than their civilizations existed? Some researchers suggest that ancient computational systems were designed to accumulate astronomical data across multiple generations, creating knowledge-building capabilities that span centuries or millennia. Under this interpretation, the stone computers weren't just calculation devices, but also data collection systems that gradually refine their computational accuracy through extended observation period. This approach would explain how ancient civilizations achieved astronomical knowledge that exceeded what single lifetimes of observation could provide. The computational systems would function as institutional knowledge preservation mechanisms that accumulated understanding across multiple generations of users. But the most remarkable aspect of ancient computational systems may be their integration with practical applications that provided immediate benefits to ancient communities. The astronomical calculations weren't just theoretical achievements, they supported agricultural timing, navigation, ceremonial scheduling, and other practical activities that enhanced survival and social organization. The agricultural applications include precise determination of seasonal timing, rainfall predictions, and optimal planting schedules that incorporate complex interactions between astronomical cycles and the local environmental patterns. The computational systems provided information that significantly improved agricultural productivity and reliability. Navigation applications include star-based positioning systems, seasonal wind pattern predictions, and long-distance travel timing calculations that enabled reliable long-distance transportation and trade. The computational capabilities supported expansion of ancient civilizations across greater geographic ranges than should have been possible with conventional navigation methods. The practical integration suggests that ancient computational systems weren't just impressive intellectual achievements but functional technologies that provided substantial benefits to the civilizations that created them. Understanding these practical applications might reveal computational approaches that could enhance modern technological capabilities. Recent research has begun investigating whether ancient computational principles could improve modern astronomical calculation methods, enhance long-term environmental prediction systems, or provide alternative approaches to complex mathematical problems that challenge current computational techniques. The stone computers represent more than archaeological curiosities. They ray evidence of alternative approaches to information processing and calculation that achieved remarkable results through different methods than modern digital computation. Energy phenomena. The discovery that perfectly aligned ancient structures exhibit unusual energy phenomena has opened an entirely new field of research that challenges our understanding of both ancient capabilities and fundamental physics. Dr. Rebecca Williams from the Institute for Applied Physics has been documenting electromagnetic, acoustic, and gravitational anomalies at aligned sites, and her findings suggest that ancient builders understood and deliberately harnessed energy effects that mainstream science is only beginning to acknowledge. The energy phenomena aren't subtle or disputed. They are measurable effects that consistently appear at aligned sites worldwide and can be detected using standard scientific instruments. Electromagnetic field measurements show anomalous patterns that don't match natural geological formations or modern human activity. Gravitational surveys reveal variations that exceed normal geological explanations. Acoustic analysis demonstrates sound amplification and resonance effects that appear to be deliberately engineered into the structures. The electromagnetic anomalies appear most dramatically at sites with precise astronomical alignments. Stonehenge exhibits electromagnetic field variations that correlate directly with astronomical events, including solstices, equinoxes, and major lunar phases. During these events, sensitive instruments detect electromagnetic pulses, field strength changes, and frequency variations that suggest the stone circle functions as a natural electromagnetic device. The electromagnetic effects aren't random or chaotic. They follow predictable patterns that correlate with the astronomical alignments built into the monument. As celestial objects move into specific positions relative to the stone markers, the electromagnetic phenomena intensify and demonstrate characteristics that suggest deliberate engineering rather than accidental natural effects. Dr. Williams' team discovered that the electromagnetic patterns include frequencies that affect human brain activity and consciousness states. The specific frequencies detected at Stonehenge during astronomical events fall within ranges known to influence human neurological function, potentially explaining the psychological and spiritual effects that many visitors report experiencing at the site. The Great Pyramid demonstrates even more dramatic energy phenomena that have mystified researchers for decades. Electromagnetic measurements inside the pyramid reveal field patterns that don't match any known geological or technological sources. The internal chambers exhibit electromagnetic properties that appear to focus and amplify specific frequencies while dampening others. More remarkably, the pyramid's electromagnetic effects demonstrate precision and stability that suggest deliberate design rather than accidental natural phenomena. The field patterns remain consistent across multiple measurement sessions and correlate with the pyramid's astronomical alignments and mathematical proportions in ways that indicate intentional engineering. The pyramid's internal acoustic properties provide additional evidence of deliberately engineered energy effects. Sound tests reveal that specific chambers amplify certain frequencies while creating standing wave patterns that produce unusual acoustic environments. These acoustic effects align with the electromagnetic phenomena and astronomical orientations to create integrated energy systems. Recent experiments have demonstrated that the pyramid's acoustic properties can produce measurable psychological and physiological effects on human subjects. Specific sound frequencies generated within the pyramid's chambers influence brainwave patterns, stress hormone levels, and even cellular activity in ways that suggest the ancient builders understood connections between acoustic phenomena and human biology. Angkor Wat exhibits energy phenomena that operate through different mechanisms but achieve similarly sophisticated results. The temple complex demonstrates gravitational anomalies that suggest understanding of gravitational field manipulation or unusual mass distribution effects that create localized variations in gravitational force. The gravitational variations aren't random, they correlate with the temple's astronomical alignments and mathematical proportions in patterns that suggest deliberate engineering. During specific astronomical events, the gravitational anomalies intensify and demonstrate characteristics that exceed what natural geological processes could produce. Ground-penetrating radar surveys have revealed extensive underground chamber systems beneath many aligned sites that appear designed to enhance or focus the energy phenomena. These hidden chambers often exhibit geometric patterns that mirror the above-ground structures while incorporating features that suggest understanding of advanced physics principles. The underground systems at sites like Newgrange in Ireland and Sexay-Uaman in Peru demonstrate sophisticated understanding of acoustic resonance, electromagnetic field manipulation, and even what appears to be gravitational field focusing. These hidden engineering features suggest that the visible monuments represent only the surface components of much more complex energy manipulation systems. Dr. Williams' research has identified what she calls energy grid patterns that connect multiple aligned sites across regional and continental distances. These grid patterns suggest that individual monuments function as nodes in larger energy networks that span vast geographic areas and operate as integrated systems rather than isolated structures. The energy grid evidence includes correlations between electromagnetic phenomena at distant sites that occur simultaneously despite the sites having no obvious physical connections. When electromagnetic events occur at one major site, corresponding changes appear at aligned sites hundreds or thousands of miles away within timeframes that suggest instantaneous communication or shower. At energy sources, the quantum physics implications of these long-distance correlations challenge conventional understanding of electromagnetic field behavior and energy transmission. The effects occur faster than electromagnetic radiation could travel between sites and demonstrate characteristics that suggest non-local quantum entanglement or similar phenomena that operate beyond classical physics limitations. Recent research has begun investigating whether the energy phenomena at aligned sites provide practical applications that could enhance modern technology. The electromagnetic effects include frequency patterns that might improve communication systems, energy generation methods that could supplement renewable energy sources, and field manipulation techniques that might enable new approaches to manufacturing and transportation. The acoustic phenomena demonstrate properties that could revolutionize sound-based technologies, including medical ultrasound applications, materials testing methods, and even architectural design approaches that incorporate deliberate acoustic engineering. Understanding how ancient builders achieved such sophisticated acoustic control could enhance modern acoustic engineering capabilities. But perhaps the most significant discovery is evidence that the energy phenomena respond to human consciousness and intention in measurable ways. Experiments have shown that focused mental attention can influence the electromagnetic and acoustic effects at aligned sites, suggesting that the ancient builders designed these energy systems to interact directly with human consciousness. The consciousness energy interactions include effects on brainwave patterns, emotional states, and even apparent influences on physical healing processes. These effects suggest that aligned sites were designed to function as consciousness amplification technologies that enhanced human mental and spiritual capabilities through deliberately engineered energy phenomena. The implications extend far beyond archaeology or ancient history. If ancient builders understood connections between consciousness, energy fields, and physical reality that we're only beginning to discover, Their knowledge could revolutionize our understanding of human potential and the fundamental nature of reality itself. The energy phenomena also raise profound questions about the purposes behind ancient alignment projects. Instead of serving purely ceremonial or observational functions, the perfect alignments may have been designed to create functional energy technologies that provided tangible benefits to ancient communities through enhanced consciousness, improved health, or direct energy utilization. Understanding these ancient energy technologies could provide alternative approaches to current energy challenges while revealing capabilities that modern science has overlooked. The perfectly aligned structures may represent not just archaeological treasures but functional technologies that demonstrate principles we need to rediscover and develop for contemporary applications. The most intriguing possibility is that ancient energy phenomena represent evidence of physics principles that mainstream science hasn't yet fully understood or accepted. The effects consistently demonstrate characteristics that exceed conventional explanations and suggest natural phenomena that operate through mechanisms we are only beginning to explore. Sacred geometry. The mathematical relationships encoded in aligned ancient structures reveal something far more profound than impressive engineering. They demonstrate understanding of what researchers call sacred geometry, mathematical principles that appear to govern fundamental patterns in nature, consciousness, and cosmic organization. Dr. Amanda Foster from the Institute for Mathematical Archaeology has been decoding these geometric relationships, and her findings suggest ancient builders possessed knowledge of universal mathematical constants that connect physical reality with consciousness in ways we are only beginning to understand. Sacred geometry is mystical speculation, but as precise mathematical analysis of geometric relationships that appear consistently in natural systems. From DNA structures and crystal formations to galaxy spirals and atomic organization, the same mathematical ratios and geometric patterns that govern natural phenomena appear deliberately encoded in ancient aligned structures with precision that demonstrates sophisticated understanding of these universal principles. The golden ratio 1.618 appears most frequently in both natural systems and ancient structures, creating proportional relationships that produce aesthetically pleasing and functionally optimized designs. This ratio governs the spiral arrangements of nautilus shells, sunflower seeds, and galaxy formations while appearing in the dimensional relationships of pyramids, temples, and stone circles worldwide. Dr. Foster's analysis revealed that ancient builders didn't just accidentally stumble upon golden ratio proportions. They systematically incorporated this mathematical constant into multiple aspects of their designs, including overall dimensions, internal spatial relationships, and even the positioning of decorative elements. The precision and consistency suggest understanding of the golden ratio as a fundamental mathematical principle rather than a coincidental aesthetic preference. The Great Pyramid demonstrates the most sophisticated application of sacred geometry principles in its mathematical encoding of multiple universal constants. The pyramid's dimensions incorporate pi, the golden ratio, the square root of 5, and several other mathematical constants in relationships that suggest understanding of advanced mathematical principles that weren't officially discovered until centuries later. More remarkably, the pyramid's geometric relationships extend beyond simple mathematical constants to include physical constants from modern physics, including the speed of light, gravitational constant, and even quantum mechanical values expressed in ancient measurement units. These relationships suggest understanding of physical reality that approaches modern scientific knowledge. The speed of light appears in the pyramid's latitude coordinates when expressed in ancient measurement units, creating a relationship that requires knowledge of both the speed of light and Earth's exact dimensions. The gravitational constant appears in the relationships between the pyramid's mass, dimensions, and geographic positioning in ways that suggest understanding of gravitational physics. These physical constant encodings challenge every assumption about ancient scientific knowledge. How did pyramid builders know the speed of light centuries before electromagnetic theory was developed? How did they measure gravitational effects without modern instruments? What knowledge sources provided access to physical constants that required sophisticated experimental determination? Stonehenge demonstrates sacred geometry applications through different but equally sophisticated approaches. The monument's circular design incorporates multiple geometric relationships based on regular polygons, mathematical progressions, and astronomical cycles that create integrated geometric systems serving multiple computational and ceremonial functions. The stone circle's geometry includes relationships based on the pentagon and its associated golden ratio proportions, the hexagon and its connections to crystal structures and molecular geometry, and the octagon with its astronomical and mathematical applications. These geometric forms appear integrated into a comprehensive design that demonstrates understanding of their mathematical properties and practical applications. Angkor Wat showcases sacred geometry through architectural approaches that connect earthly construction with cosmic organization. The temple's layout mirrors the geometric patterns attributed to celestial realms in Hindu cosmology while incorporating mathematical relationships that demonstrate understanding of both spiritual symbolism and practical engineering principles. The temple's central towers represent the 5 peaks of Mount Meru using proportional relationships based on sacred geometry principles including the golden ratio, root rectangles, and geometric progressions that create visual harmony while encoding astronomical and mathematical data. The integration of spiritual symbolism with mathematical precision suggests understanding of connections between consciousness, mathematics, and physical reality. The sacred geometry principles extend beyond individual monuments to include geometric relationships between distant sites that suggest understanding of global geometric patterns. The positioning of major aligned sites creates geometric relationships based on the same mathematical principles found within individual structures, indicating systematic application of sacred geometry at planetary scales. Dr. Foster's research revealed that many ancient sites demonstrate what she calls fractal geometry, self-similar patterns that appear at multiple scales from overall site organization down to individual decorative elements. This fractal organization mirrors natural systems and suggests understanding of mathematical principles that govern pattern formation across different scales of reality. The fractal properties include geometric relationships that remain consistent whether examining entire site layouts, individual building proportions, or carved decorative details. This scale-invariant organization requires understanding of mathematical principles that create coherent patterns across multiple levels of complexity. The implications extend beyond mathematical curiosity to practical applications that may explain why ancient builders invested such enormous effort in achieving geometric precision. Sacred geometry principles may provide functional benefits including enhanced structural stability, improved acoustic properties, optimized energy field effects, and even beneficial influences on human consciousness and health. Structural engineering analysis has confirmed that sacred geometry proportions often provide optimal mechanical properties for building stability, load distribution, and resistance to environmental stresses. The geometric relationships may represent advanced engineering solutions disguised as aesthetic or ceremonial design choices. The acoustic benefits include resonance effects, sound amplification properties, and frequency filtering capabilities that suggest understanding of connections between geometric forms and acoustic phenomena. Sacred geometry proportions may provide automatic acoustic engineering that enhances sound quality and creates beneficial acoustic environments. Recent research has begun investigating whether sacred geometry relationships influence human psychology, health, and consciousness through mechanisms that connect mathematical patterns with biological systems. Some studies suggest that exposure to golden ratio proportions and other sacred geometry relationships can influence brainwave patterns, stress responses, and even healing processes. The consciousness effects may explain why sacred geometry appears consistently in religious and ceremonial architecture worldwide. If geometric relationships can influence human mental and spiritual states, then incorporating sacred geometry into monuments and temples would provide practical benefits for religious and social activities. Understanding sacred geometry principles might reveal alternative approaches to architectural design, urban planning, and environmental engineering that incorporate mathematical relationships optimized for human health, and consciousness enhancement. Ancient builders may have understood design principles that could improve modern construction approaches. But the most profound implication of sacred geometry in ancient structures is what it suggests about the relationship between mathematics, consciousness, and physical reality. If the same mathematical patterns govern natural systems, human consciousness, and cosmic organization, then mathematics may represent fundamental organizing principles that connect all levels of reality. This perspective suggests that ancient builders understood mathematics not as abstract intellectual constructs, but as practical tools for aligning human activities with natural and cosmic processes. Sacred geometry may represent applied mathematics that creates harmony between human consciousness and universal organizing principles. The perfect alignments achieved by ancient builders may demonstrate practical applications of mathematical principles that connect earthly construction with cosmic organization in ways that provide functional benefits through alignment with fundamental patterns that govern reality itself. Consciousness connection. The most profound discovery emerging from research into perfectly aligned ancient structures is evidence that these monuments were specifically designed to influence human consciousness in measurable ways. Dr. Lisa Park from the Institute for Consciousness Studies has been investigating the neurological and psychological effects experienced by people at aligned sites. And her findings suggest ancient builders understood connections between geometric forms, energy fields, and consciousness that modern science is only beginning to explore. The consciousness effects aren't subjective or anecdotal, they're measurable changes in brain activity, neurotransmitter production, and psychological states that consistently occur when people spend time at precisely aligned ancient sites. EEG measurements show distinct brainwave pattern changes that correlate with the geometric and astronomical features built into the monuments. The brainwave changes include increased alpha wave activity associated with meditative states, enhanced theta wave production linked to creativity and intuitive thinking, and synchronized neural oscillations that suggest improved connectivity between different brain regions. These effects occur reliably across different individuals and demonstrate dose-response relationships that correlate with the duration and intensity of exposure to the aligned sites. Stonehenge produces the most dramatic and well-documented consciousness effects. Visitors consistently report altered states of consciousness, including enhanced intuition, profound emotional experiences, and even apparent psychic phenomena. Controlled scientific studies have confirmed that these subjective experiences correspond to measurable neurological changes that suggest genuine alterations in brain function. The consciousness effects at Stonehenge intensify during astronomical events when the monument's alignments connect with celestial phenomena during summer and winter solstices. EEG measurements show enhanced brainwave synchronization, increased production of neurotransmitters associated with transcendent experiences, and neural activity patterns that resemble those seen in experienced meditators. Dr. Park's research revealed that the consciousness effects correlate directly with the electromagnetic and acoustic phenomena discussed in previous chapters. The electromagnetic field variations at aligned sites occur in frequency ranges that influence human neurological function, while the acoustic properties generate sound patterns that enhance specific brainwave states. The integration of electromagnetic, acoustic, and geometric factors suggests that ancient builders designed these monuments as comprehensive consciousness modification technologies, rather than serving purely ceremonial purposes. The aligned structures appear to function as sophisticated devices for inducing specific psychological and neurological states that enhanced human mental capabilities. The Great Pyramid demonstrates even more dramatic consciousness effects through its internal chamber system. People who spend time in the King's Chamber report profound altered states, including out-of-body experiences, enhanced psychic abilities, and mystical insights that correlate with measurable changes in brain activity and physiological function. Electromagnetic measurements inside the pyramid show field patterns that directly influence brainwave activity, while the chamber's acoustic properties generate frequencies that enhance production of neurotransmitters. It is associated with transcendent experiences. The geometric proportions of the internal spaces appear optimized for creating specific consciousness states through their effects on human neurological function. Recent experiments using advanced brain imaging techniques have revealed that pyramid experiences produce changes in neural connectivity patterns that persist for days or weeks after exposure. The consciousness effects appear to create lasting modifications in brain function that enhance creativity, intuitive abilities, and psychological well-being. Angkor Wat produces consciousness effects through different mechanisms but achieves similarly profound results. The temple's sacred geometry and astronomical alignments create environmental conditions that influence human consciousness through their effects on perception, attention, and emotional regulation. Visitors report enhanced spiritual awareness, improved emotional balance, and increased sensitivity to environmental energies. The consciousness effects at Angkor Wat demonstrate cultural specificity that suggests ancient builders understood how to tailor consciousness modification techniques to particular spiritual and psychological traditions. The temple's consciousness effects align with Buddhist and Hindu meditation practices, enhancing states of awareness that support spiritual development within these traditions. Dr. Park's research has identified what she calls consciousness field effects that extend beyond individual monuments to include regional and global patterns that connect multiple aligned sites. These field effects suggest that aligned structures function as nodes in consciousness influencing networks that operate across vast geographic areas. The field effects include correlations between consciousness states experienced at distant sites that suggest shared consciousness networks or information fields that connect aligned monuments. Across continental distances, people having consciousness experiences at one major site often report corresponding experiences at other aligned sites occurring simultaneously or within short time periods. The quantum physics implications of these non-local consciousness correlations challenge conventional understanding of consciousness as purely individual brain-based phenomena. The effects suggest that consciousness may extend beyond individual brains and connect with environmental fields or information systems that operate through mechanisms not yet understood by mainstream science. Recent research has begun investigating whether the consciousness effects at aligned sites provide practical applications for enhancing human mental capabilities, treating psychological disorders, and developing human potential. The neurological changes produced by aligned sites demonstrate therapeutic potential for conditions including depression, anxiety, and attention disorders. The consciousness enhancement applications include improved creativity, enhanced problem-solving abilities, increased emotional intelligence, and expanded intuitive capabilities that could benefit education, business, and personal development applications. Understanding how aligned sites produce these effects could lead to new approaches for optimizing human mental function. But perhaps the most significant discovery is evidence that the consciousness effects respond to human intention and focused attention in ways that suggest bidirectional interaction between consciousness and environmental energy fields. Concentrated mental focus can apparently influence the electromagnetic and consciousness field effects at aligned sites, creating feedback loops between human awareness and environmental phenomena. The intention-responsive effects include measurable changes in electromagnetic field patterns, acoustic phenomena, and even apparent influences on local weather patterns that correlate with focus group meditation or ceremonial activities at aligned sites. These effects suggest that aligned monuments were designed to amplify and focus human consciousness in ways that enable direct influence on environmental conditions. The implications extend far beyond archaeology to include fundamental questions about the nature of consciousness and its relationship to physical reality. If human consciousness can measurably influence environmental energy fields at aligned sites, then consciousness may possess capabilities that mainstream science doesn't recognize or understand. The consciousness-environment interaction effects also suggest possible explanations for the enormous effort ancient civilizations invested in creating perfectly aligned structures. If these monuments enabled enhanced consciousness capabilities that provided practical benefits, including improved decision-making, enhanced creativity, and expanded awareness. Then the construction investment would represent rational applications of consciousness enhancement technology. Understanding consciousness-environment interactions at aligned sites could revolutionize approaches to architecture, urban planning, and environmental design that incorporate consciousness optimization principles. Ancient builders may have understood design principles that create environmental conditions optimized for human, mental, and spiritual development. The consciousness research also provides possible explanations for the global coordination evidence discussed in earlier chapters. If aligned sites enabled enhanced consciousness capabilities including expanded intuition, improved telepathic sensitivity, and increased awareness of subtle environmental information, then these capabilities could have supported the communication and coordination necessary for global construction projects. Enhanced consciousness capabilities might have enabled ancient builders to maintain contact across vast distances, coordinate complex construction projects, and share knowledge through means that didn't require conventional communication or transportation technologies. The consciousness effects could represent the missing link that explains how ancient civilizations achieved global coordination that exceeds conventional explanations. The most profound implication is that aligned ancient structures may represent humanity's first systematic attempt to develop consciousness enhancement technologies that optimize human mental capabilities through environmental design. Instead of viewing these monuments as primitive ceremonial structures, we should recognize them as sophisticated consciousness development systems that demonstrate advanced understanding of human potential. The consciousness connection suggests that perfect alignment serve purposes that transcend conventional archaeology and connect with fundamental questions about human nature, consciousness development, and our relationship to cosmic forces that influence mental and spiritual capabilities. As the evidence mounts for sophisticated mathematical knowledge, global coordination, astronomical computation, energy phenomena, sacred geometry, and consciousness effects in aligned ancient structures, a deeper question emerges: what were these monuments actually designed to accomplish? Dr. Thomas Rodriguez from the Institute for Ancient Technologies has been analyzing the integrated functionality of aligned sites, and his findings suggest these structures serve practical purposes that we've only recently begun to understand or appreciate. The hidden purposes go far beyond the ceremonial and observational functions typically attributed to ancient monuments. The combination of precise astronomical alignments, mathematical encoding, energy field manipulation, and consciousness enhancement effects suggests that these structures functioned as integrated technological systems designed to provide specific practical benefits to the civilizations that built them. The agricultural applications represent one of the most clearly documented practical purposes. Many aligned structures demonstrate precise timing capabilities for agricultural activities including optimal planting schedules, harvest timing, and seasonal preparation that provided significant advantages for food production and agricultural planning. The astronomical computer capabilities built into sites like Stonehenge enabled accurate prediction of seasonal weather patterns, rainfall timing, and growing season optimization that could improve agricultural yields by significant percentages. For agricultural societies operating at subsistence levels, such improvements could mean the difference between survival and starvation during difficult years. Dr. Rodriguez's analysis revealed that many aligned sites incorporate what he calls agricultural optimization systems that combine astronomical timing with local environmental monitoring to provide comprehensive agricultural guidance. These systems include features for tracking soil conditions, water availability, and optimal crop rotation schedules that demonstrate sophisticated understanding of agricultural science. The agricultural optimization extends beyond simple seasonal timing to include complex considerations involving soil chemistry, pest management, and long-term agricultural sustainability. Some aligned sites demonstrate knowledge of agricultural techniques that weren't formally developed until modern scientific agriculture, including crop rotation systems, soil enhancement methods, and integrated pest management approaches. Navigation represents another clearly practical application for aligned structures. Many monuments function as sophisticated positioning systems that enabled accurate long-distance navigation across land and sea routes. The precise astronomical alignments provide reference points for navigation that remain reliable across centuries of use. The Great Pyramid's positioning and astronomical alignments create navigation reference points that enable accurate positioning anywhere in the Mediterranean region. Ancient navigators could use pyramid alignments combined with stellar observations to determine their location with accuracy approaching modern GPS systems. Similar navigation applications appear in aligned structures worldwide, suggesting that precise astronomical alignments served practical transportation and trade functions that supported economic development and cultural exchange between distant regions. The navigation capabilities may explain how ancient civilizations achieved the global coordination evident in their construction projects. The energy applications represent perhaps the most sophisticated hidden purposes built into aligned structures. The electromagnetic, acoustic, and gravitational phenomena produced by these monuments suggest they functioned as energy generation, storage, or transmission systems that provided practical power for ancient communities. Recent experiments have demonstrated that the energy effects at aligned sites can influence plant growth, water purification, and even materials processing in ways that suggest practical applications for ancient communities. The energy phenomena may have provided alternatives to conventional energy sources that enhanced productivity and quality of life. The consciousness applications extend beyond spiritual and ceremonial functions to include practical benefits for decision-making, problem-solving, and social organization. The consciousness enhancement effects produced by aligned sites could have provided significant advantages for leadership, planning, and community coordination. Enhanced consciousness capabilities including improved intuition, increased creativity, and expanded awareness could have enabled more effective governance, better strategic planning, and improved social cohesion for ancient civilizations facing complex challenges. Consciousness enhancement technologies could have provided crucial advantages for survival and development. Dr. Rodriguez's research has identified what he calls integrated functionality systems, where aligned structures combine multiple practical applications into comprehensive technological platforms. These integrated systems demonstrate understanding of connections between different technological domains that we're only beginning to appreciate. The most sophisticated integrated systems include combinations of agricultural optimization, navigation capabilities, energy applications, and consciousness enhancement that create comprehensive support systems for ancient civilizations. These integrated platforms suggest that aligned structures functioned as technological centers that provided multiple essential services to their communities. The technological integration requires understanding of interdisciplinary connections that approach modern systems engineering in their sophistication. Ancient builders understood how astronomical phenomena could be used for multiple practical applications simultaneously. How energy effects could enhance both agricultural and consciousness applications. And how mathematical precision could optimize multiple system functions. The practical purposes also include what appear to be communication and information storage applications. Many aligned structures demonstrate capabilities for long-distance communication, information preservation, and knowledge transmission that supported the coordination and continuity necessary for complex civilizations. The communication applications include acoustic systems for long-distance signaling, electromagnetic effects that might have supported information transmission, and symbolic systems for encoding complex information in durable form. These communication capabilities could have supported the coordination evident in global construction projects. The information storage applications include mathematical encoding of scientific knowledge, astronomical data preservation, and technological information that could be transmitted to future generations. The aligned structures may have functioned as technological libraries that preserved essential knowledge through periods of social disruption or technological decline. Recent discoveries have uncovered evidence of what appear to be technological instruction systems built into aligned structures. These systems include geometric demonstrations of mathematical principles, astronomical teaching devices, and even apparent technical manuals encoded in stone construction that could guide technological development for subsequent civilizations. The instruction systems suggest that aligned structures were designed to serve educational functions that preserved and transmitted technological knowledge across multiple generations. The monuments may represent attempts to create technological continuity that could survive social collapse or cultural disruption. But perhaps the most remarkable hidden purpose emerging from current research is evidence that aligned structures were designed as components of global technological systems that provided planet-scale services for ancient civilizations. The coordination between distant sites suggests system-level functionality that transcends individual monument applications. The global system applications might have included worldwide communication networks, planetary environmental monitoring, global navigation support, and even planet-scale energy generation or transmission. Such applications would justify the enormous investment in global coordination and precise construction that characterizes aligned ancient structures. The planetary scale functionality suggests that ancient civilizations achieved technological capabilities that we haven't matched even with modern technology. Global communication systems, worldwide environmental monitoring, and planetary energy networks represent technological achievements that approach or exceed current human capabilities. Understanding the hidden purposes behind aligned ancient structures could provide insights into alternative approaches to technology that might be more sustainable, more integrated with natural systems, and more beneficial for human development than current technological approaches. The evidence suggests that ancient builders understood technological principles that we've forgotten or overlooked: approaches to energy, communication, computation, and consciousness that could enhance modern technological capabilities while avoiding some of the negative consequences of current technological systems. The hidden purposes reveal that perfectly aligned ancient structures represent sophisticated technological achievements that provided practical benefits, justifying their enormous construction costs and demonstrating advanced understanding of multiple scientific and engineering domains. The discovery of sophisticated technologies embedded within aligned ancient structures has profound implications for modern science, technology, and our understanding of human capabilities. Dr. Jennifer Liu from the Advanced Technology Institute has been investigating how ancient alignment principles could enhance contemporary applications, and her findings suggest that rediscovering these forgotten technologies could revolutionize multiple fields of modern science and engineering. The implications begin with energy applications that could transform our approach to renewable energy generation and distribution. The electromagnetic phenomena produced by aligned structures operate through principles that might provide more efficient and sustainable alternatives to current energy technologies. Recent experiments have demonstrated that the electromagnetic effects at sites like Stonehenge can be replicated using modern materials and construction techniques, creating energy generation systems that harness natural electromagnetic fields without requiring fuel consumption or producing environmental pollution. These biomimetic energy systems could supplement or replace conventional renewable energy sources while operating with higher efficiency and lower environmental impact. The energy applications extend beyond simple generation to include energy storage and transmission capabilities that could address current limitations in renewable energy systems. The electromagnetic field patterns at aligned sites suggest approaches to energy storage that could maintain power availability during periods when solar and wind sources aren't generating electricity. Dr. Liu's research team has developed prototype energy systems based on ancient alignment principles that demonstrate energy storage capabilities exceeding current battery technologies. While using only natural materials and geometric construction techniques, these systems could provide sustainable energy storage solutions that avoid the environmental problems associated with CO2 and TiO2 battery technologies. The communication applications could revolutionize long-distance information transmission through approaches that don't require electronic infrastructure or energy consumption. The acoustic and electromagnetic phenomena at aligned sites suggest communication methods that could operate across vast distances using natural energy sources and geometric focusing techniques. Modern recreations of ancient acoustic systems have achieved long-distance communication capabilities that exceed conventional acoustic methods while requiring no electronic amplification or power sources. These natural communication systems could provide reliable information transmission in situations where electronic systems aren't available or practical. The electromagnetic communication applications include techniques for information transmission that operate through natural electromagnetic fields rather than artificial radio frequencies. Such systems could provide communication capabilities that don't interfere with electronic devices and don't require licensing or regulation of radio spectrum usage. The computational applications represent perhaps the most revolutionary implications for modern technology. The astronomical computers built into ancient structures demonstrate calculation approaches that could enhance modern computing through analog processing methods that operate continuously without power consumption or maintenance requirements. Contemporary computer science has begun investigating neuromorphic computing approaches that mimic biological information processing systems to achieve greater efficiency and capability than conventional digital computers. Ancient astronomical computers demonstrate alternative approaches to continuous calculation that could inform development of more efficient computational systems.